So the main focus, of course, is drugs-related deaths, and to get into that, we're looking at anywhere up to 250,000 people who die as a result of illicit drug use each year. And again, this is coming from UNODC. They produce wonderful charts, hundreds of them, every year. But we should caveat that figure with, I suppose, highlighting to you that this is based on countries who supply data. And not every country does that, and not every country's data is robust. But if we were to presume that 263,000 is the figure, can we surely appreciate that this is a global issue? Drugs-related deaths is massive. And more than half are fatal overdoses. And indeed across Europe, and we're all European, we're looking at anywhere from 7,500 to 8,000 drugs-related deaths. And that's been a relatively stable figure. 8,000 drugs-related deaths every year. Massive number. It's well understood that overdoses are leading cause of death in drug users. There's no ambiguity about that. It's been known for a very, very long time. We also know the mortality rates for people who inject drugs is between 13 and 17 times a day for non-using players. So we've got all this wonderful information telling us about the size of the problem and how at risk people are because they choose to use particular drugs or find themselves using these drugs. But you have to ask yourselves, what do we do about it? Well, one of the slides we use during training is this. We put this up, I deliver a training the trainer package to different groups of people working in statutory and non-statutory services. And we put this up. The use of any drugs or substance in such quantities that acute adverse physical and mental effects occur. Overdose can be deliberate, accidental, lethal or non-lethal. And we usually pose that question as it's suitable for drug users. But when we ask that question, we don't mean is that language suitable. It's kind of the message in it, is that suitable? So let me quickly ask the question of you. Using this definition up here, can I ask, who's ever experienced an overdose? Just yourself. It's nice to know. You've experienced an overdose?
In my youth.
In your youth, okay. I'm not asking anybody to ongoing drug use and all of that. You know, there won't be an after-session kind of counselling event, there's none of that taking place. But nobody here is overdosed. What if we, as we should, recognise that by talking about drugs or substances, we have to include alcohol? Anybody here ever felt the acute adverse physical and mental effects of alcohol? Yeah? I'm guessing a lot of hands should be getting up now when we talk about overdose. Surely being drunk has an effect on overdose. Right?
That's the purpose.
Exactly, that is the purpose. And that is the problem when it comes to working with drug users around this particular issue. Because the word adverse really should be up there. People use drugs for a whole range of different reasons, but one thing is absolutely certain. People are looking for a particular effect from the substances they choose to use. And I'm looking at lots of guys in here who undoubtedly, whether it be years ago or whether it even just be at the weekends, maybe find themselves stumbling off curbs, maybe the occasional bit of vomiting, maybe waking up with a terrible hangover, and maybe there's some women here who occasionally find themselves sitting in the curb in tears, talking to their pal, saying he said this and she said that, experience the acute adverse mental effect of alcohol overdose. So essentially what I'm trying to kind of suggest to you here is that we need to normalise this idea of overdose and recognise that actually it's a lot more common than we think, and something that the general member of society often engages in, overdosing their substance of choice. There are other ways of defining it, perhaps this is a bit more functional. It highlights, I suppose, you know, that overdose is essentially what happens when a person takes more of a drug than their body can handle, and that there's a range of potential negative consequences. But how important it is to also recognise that non-fatal overdoses have significant health implications too. In Scotland, we had an annual report, one a year, just one, when we had the H1N1, the flu virus. We had daily news bulletins, we had weekly updates. Health Protection Scotland was scurrying around in a frenzy. I think we spent something like £60 million working to try and kind of make sure everyone was aware of it, vaccinated, etc., etc. And I think we had 30 or 40 of it. In Scotland, unfortunately, it's a different story. Our drugs-related trend, our drugs-related death trend has been continually upwards. And in 2008, we experienced the highest ever number of drugs-related deaths that our country has had. 574 people lost their lives. On average, we lose about 500 people every year. So maybe 10 single-decker buses full of people every single year. And we have one report each year that gives us those figures and talks about the actions that we should be taking. So for us, it's an absolutely huge problem. You can see there a 131% increase in drugs-related deaths in a decade we experienced. Massive problem. Granted, our more recent figures, we saw a couple of declines, and for those folks who perhaps are more interested in stats and do have a greater understanding of them, you'd be right to highlight that 2 dips don't make a trend. Typically you're looking at 3 years, perhaps even 5 years. But we saw these 2 small declines. One took us down to 545, the other to 485 people losing their lives. So it's an outrageous number of people dying. And I suppose from my point of view and from the various family support groups that we work with, and the various drug user groups, the very people who have lost their friends, their loved ones, they're delighted that our country has decided to take the pragmatic response to work to reduce this figure, and that it's fully funded by our government. But it's cheap. It's not a lot of money that's invested in it. And that's not to be critical of the Scottish Government, because to be fair, we are the only country in Europe who have a fully funded government to take on the lockdown programme. We'll talk more about that in a second. Your own figures, folks, well, I think all deaths in 2009 was 628. And certainly my understanding in Scotland, and certainly the discussion there, is that you folks now top the European table for drugs-related death. In fact, no, you're second to Estonia now. Okay, so across all of Europe, you guys are in the top 10% of drugs-related deaths. And the question has to be, what will you do about it? But these are the figures that I managed to pull down. I guess these are accurate, yeah? These are the figures that you have access to, these are accurate. And I guess that's one of the things, isn't it? How we collect data and how we report data. Scotland's excellent at telling you how many drugs-related deaths they've got. Really accurate at it. Just been quite slow to do so. And I'm conscious as well that in your country this is absolutely the same. You know, you guys, heroin, methadone sometimes is found in people's bodies at post-mortem, as you would expect if they've been engaged in treatment, as they should have been. Benzodiazepines, and then of course alcohol. And you folks have offered up a nice way of explaining it. You're talking about polysubstance use, and you're talking about this, that, and the other. Interestingly though, you split your figures slightly differently as well. You talk about poisoning, and then the non-poisoning. We don't do that. We don't do that. In terms of the age profiles, it's almost identical in Ireland as it is in Scotland. What we see is the greatest increase in the kind of mid-30s upwards. Those are the folks who are dying in our country. The experienced drug user, the person who's been using for maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe even 15 years. The guy that will tell you that he knows what he's doing. And I say the guy because, well, males typically are, they account for 3 to 4 times as many of the drugs-related deaths as the females do, for a whole variety of reasons. One of the things that blows me away, you know, when I think of Scotland, is that in 2007, pretty much a third of all deaths in that particular age bracket were drugs-related. Now, I know that's not a typical age to die, that 25 to 34, but you know, a third of people's deaths are drugs-related. And various papers have been written highlighting the Glasgow effect and the Scottish effect. And, you know, one of the big problems that we have is just prevalence. We have 60,000 people misusing opiates and benzos in our country, and a population of 5.2 million. So it's massive. There's an abundance of risk factors that are known. I'm not telling anybody anything new here. Clearly, tolerance level and changes in tolerance level. And polydrug use, and in particular mixing these central nervous system depressant type drugs. These are our 2 kind of causes, if you like. The rest are factors that may increase a person's likelihood of overdose. And all of this is well understood, well researched, and well known. I mentioned there the tolerance, and one of the reasons that we've made huge efforts to properly engage our prison service, people being liberated from our prisons, is because we know that when a person leaves prison, typically their tolerance is down, the likelihood of overdose death is huge. But there's other times, beginning and leaving rehab or hospital, and crucially for many of them here, beginning and ending substitute medications. When people aren't affording the support they might require during these titration periods, they are at significant risk. Significant risk. But there are others, holiday festive periods and weekends, because, well, most of you guys are probably closed, as well as our drug treatment services. Far fewer people around to offer help and support, or provide that interface, that human contact, that interface. And then any kind of cash one full time. So these are things that we've known about for a long time and we understand. One of the big challenges we've got as well is helping people understand what overdose looks like. We cover that quite extensively during the training. Because like I was saying, that thing about people who use drugs often they feel quite intoxicated. It's why you maybe use alcohol. That's the point. To feel a wee bit drunk, a bit tipsy. People using heroin and various other drugs are aiming for what we in Scotland might call a gouge. Is that a word anybody's familiar with? What's the word that's used in Ireland when people have reached that stage of heavy intoxication?
Goof.
Say it again. Goof. Goof. How do you spell that? G-O-double-F, just that, right? Fair enough, okay, excellent. Well, for us it's a gouge. And it seems as though it can be really difficult for a bystander to tell the difference between someone who's experiencing that really heavy intoxication and is on the nod, and potentially slipping into an overdose death. Really fine line. So we often talk about this transition, if you like, when the person becomes unarousable. Not to be confused with unarousable. Okay, I remember having a training session ages ago. There was a paramedic in the room, and he decided to offer, when we can't arouse the patient, oh, we shouldn't be trying to arouse the unconscious casualty, you get arrested for that, I'm sure. So yeah, we try and highlight to people, if you cannot waken someone up with a shake and a shout, then essentially they've lost consciousness, and real action should be taken. It's just, the options open are quite limited for a bystander. Sometimes people will attempt to get somebody in their feet and wander them around, thereby increasing the heart rate, using up more oxygen. Remember, the person's respiratory centre will be depressed, they won't be able to breathe properly. So in effect what you're doing is killing them a wee bit more quickly. Sometimes they'll kick, punch, slap, put cigarettes out on people, all to try and stimulate and wake them up. Or they maybe just inject stimulants or salt water, because they've seen paramedics arrive before and put in salt water and saline. Big difference being, obviously, the paramedic puts in 0.1% sodium chloride. Our guys get the pack some table salt out, fill a glass, maybe look to buy that in. Whole manner of different things are carried out. You probably see there I'm saying using or inserting ice. We've had reports in Scotland of people attempting to overturn reverse the overdose in the casualty by rectally inserting ice to keep them hydrated, or packing ice round about the groin as a means to stimulate. I know, it's horrific. And can you imagine it was a non-fatal overdose and you woke up? But I suppose the thing is there are a multitude of different barriers that exist in. Broadly speaking, the barriers that are experienced here will be the same in Scotland as they are in many other countries.